ToonGrin.
We have arrived in the year 2016, 2 days after Thanksgiving. Oh no.
Yeah, no way am I putting that much effort into a Freebirds review, so let's just get to it.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Nero's helping me now, here on Cartoon Corner. Thanksgiving, a time of reflection, family, delicious food, and turkey attacks apparently. It's such an important holiday to Americans, and Canadians too for that matter.
But why, boy? If it's such an important holiday, why isn't it commemorated with movies like our other favorite holidays such as Christmas, Halloween, and the ever-controversial Talk Like a Pirate Day?
You're our favorite indeed. Being a pirate is a recipe. Do what you want cause a pirate is free. You are a pirate.
Well, luckily we have Freebirds to fill in that holiday movie gap. Aren't you excited, gang?
No.
Well, we got it anyway! What a great film to really encapsulate the Thanksgiving mood. I mean, it has everything. A bunch of unlikable characters, animation that switches between good to crap at a moment's notice, and a time travel narrative so poorly written that it breaks the movie the moment the time machine enters the story. I mean, what could be better than that? Covering your private parts in sheep's blood and taking a dip with sharks. Making Kanye West the president of Earth. WHYBOY! All valid answers, but let's get stuffed as we look at Freebirds. God, that sentence is so much less erotic in my head. For this box art, it's pretty standard fare. The starbait names lining the top, the two main turkeys merrily skipping towards the camera to lure you into its trap that you might think it's good, and all the unimportant side human characters that will become irrelevant past the 10-minute mark, all just lining the background. So it's a decent cover that completely misrepresents the movie. Great! And I love the quote, "A laugh, ride, and high frying fun." Why frying fun? This ain't the movie about Colonel Sanders and his new Kentucky Fried Turkey recipe. Or maybe... The movie begins with our main character, the blue turkey played by Owen Wilson. He does have a name, but seeing as how Owen doesn't ever really put the effort into being an actor, but instead playing himself, we shall refer to him as just Owen. Now don't worry. At least Owen will have a deep and original backstory, right, Nero?
Yeah, I mean, Owen is the only blue-faced turkey on this whole farm, therefore he is different, and therefore he needs to be treated poorly, and therefore no one will believe him that the humans are killing them even though he completely points it out to them, and therefore they will treat him like crap, and therefore when he is finally proven right, he will be a smug-ass face about it.
That's what I've been waiting to hear. Reggie was right. Now, I don't want to go toot my own horn, but toot toot. Okay, now.
Get used to this, folks. Owen does this quite a bit. In fact, we even compiled them into one go.
Ooh, we can warp to another time and maintain their lawns. It's probably full of crazy, bloodthirsty monsters. If anything happens to me, it's on your head. Hey, guys! Reggie here! I don't even recognize you. You guys must be new. You guys are never gonna believe what I've been through. Are you serious? Because I have, like, almost no muscle. Literally, I'm, like, nothing. You see this line? Do not come into my personal space.
Yeah. Feel that douche, folks. So after being a smug pecker, Owen's flock go full lynch mob and sacrifice him to save their own butts. Unfortunately for that mob, though, and, well, us, Owen has been selected as the pardoned turkey by the President of the United States.
You gotta love how the president is one of those generic presidents they use in movies to stop a film from becoming dated.
And they give the pardoned Owen to the president's narcoleptic daughter as a pet.
Don't worry, you're safe. You're the pardoned turkey. I'm tired now.
How do you think the meeting went to get this set up?
What do you mean you don't know how to write a kid character? We just put one in.
I'm sorry, I kind of murdered my inner child years back. I don't really understand this kid crap.
Just give us some narcolepsy, it'll be funny.
Okay, number one, it's amazing that you even know what that word is, but seriously, number two is that's a legit disease that people have to deal with, and it's really insensitive to make light of it.
Look, you want to get paid? Make it happen.
I'm tired now.
Oh man, we're bad storytellers.
Correction, we're children's storytellers.
So Owen realizes he's got a pretty sweet deal going on. TV, mounds of Chuck E. Cheese brand pizza. Do they even deliver? And a sudden fascination to be a lone wolf from watching Spanish soap operas. Life seems to be pretty sweet. Time to end that. "10 minutes in and our main character's agency to make choices is non-existent. I'm so invested in a character who's done jack squat besides being a smug prick, but maybe I'll like him better if I compare him with Woody Harrelson's character, a stupid meathead turkey named Jake."
It's me! The pardoned turkey, help me! A strange rogue turkey. Stay back. I'll take him out. Ah! Please don't hurt me. I don't know who you are, but you're seriously jeopardizing this operation. Are you insane? It's me. Is it? Is it really? Would you get off me?
Great, a generic white bread protagonist and a generic meathead psychic. Who could I possibly like more?
You know, at least if it was Patrick Warburton, we'd have a chance at some charm.
And these two are about as charming as being stuffed like a Thanksgiving turkey. But why is Jake kidnapping Owen Wilson? Apparently, Jake was ordered by the Great Turkey to find Owen so that they can commandeer the United States time machine so that they can go back in time and get turkeys off the menu.
Wait, who invented this time machine?
The United States.
Of America? Dude, we still run on fossil fuels over here, and we invented a time machine? Is Doc Brown one of the scientists? Or a turkey? Great Scott, Owen! You got to go back in time and fire your agent for getting you in this picture deal.
Would you believe it's not the fact that there is a time machine, but how they use it that makes it a complete failure of a plot point? If they had kept the time travel element consistent in this movie, and didn't cause crater-sized plot holes in the story, then everything could have been fine. About as fine as getting a nut in the eye.
Owen Wilson in pain. There's always a silver lining.
Indeed, the two managed to outmaneuver the hazmat squad from Monsters Inc. and hijack the time machine, which includes this lovely turkey-ass shot.
Chrononaut detected. Engaging posterior restraint system. Setting supple.
Sadly, this happens so frequently that it warrants a counting gag.
Engaging posterior restraint system. Setting supple.
So the dumb birds take the time machine voiced by George Takei back in time to the Pilgrim days for the first Thanksgiving. Or 3 days before it. They're basically the same date, right? And we had to have it 3 days before, or we wouldn't be able to crowbar in all these ass shots.
Glute, peck, glute, peck, glute, peck, glute, peck, glute. Peck, peck, glute, glute. Woo! Ah.
That's some dog meat that I would love to take a bite out of. Well, our duo hasn't been in Pilgrim time longer than 5 minutes, and they all already targeted by hunters and chased with these PS1 rendered dogs.
For those who don't know, Freebirds was animated by Real Effects, the people behind the Book of Life. Remember how Book of Life is amazing in terms of animation and visual design? It really makes you wonder how they started off at this level of crap, and it's not even always bad. The turkeys look fine, but the human models and the dogs look like they're ripped from an entirely different and under-rendered movie.
But those aren't wild under-rendered CG dogs, they are led by Miles Standish. Think of a mixture between John Marston from Red Dead Redemption and that paranoid hunter from Open Season. Thankfully for our dumb bird duo, some wild Native American turkeys, which is teetering on Monster Mexico level racism, saved them from Miles. Thus we meet our two important side characters, Jenny, a true Native American name, just on par with Tiger Lily from Pan, and her brother Ranger. One of the other characters, Ranger is meant to be a generic stoic big tough guy, but is somehow just Blue Jake. That's just weird. And Jenny does this.
So, what's a Pisces?
Oh, wow.
Is everything okay?
Hilarious? And if you think these are just quirks put on paper-thin characters to try to pass off as full characters, then you'd be right. The movie's just a bunch of one-note characters who contribute nothing, like the mutant Mexican turkey.
Don't leave me hanging, Ranger. Birdie's right there. He looks up to me.
You gotta love how kid flicks always add a minority character to spice up the cast. It's like the slug in Epic, or the fairy from Strange Magic.
Back to the important things, Owen and Jake are brought to the Wild Turkeys Tree headquarters, where Jake tries to tell all the other Native American turkeys to go attack the humans to stop Thanksgiving, because he is from the future. Obviously thinking he's crazy, they deny him, and their chief, Broadbeak, voiced by Keith David, giving a lot of dignity to his role, tells Jake and Owen what they are defending.
This is our future. Our destiny lies with them. You are welcome to stay as long as you like, but as long as you are here, you will respect our ways. We do not fight. We defend. We protect. And we survive.
Nice. Doesn't feel deserved when you have a scene like this. But nice. But Jake isn't through with his mission to stop Thanksgiving, so with Ranger taken along, they scout out the humans when...
Thank you, woodland creature.
Never taken a lesson.
Wait a minute, this turkey's 69 and has nothing to do with anything. Where's the main character? Where's Owen Wilson Bird at?
Jake?
I don't think these hunters understand the concept of hunting. These traps wouldn't just kill turkeys, they would make them mush. What are they thinking? The whole reason for hunting the turkeys is because the Pilgrims are trying to make peace with the Native Americans, since without them they will not survive the winter and die.
So wait, if the turkeys are trying to stop this, doesn't that mean that all the men, women, and children settlers will die?
Yep, kind of awkward to frame it like that, right?
Okay, that's really messed up and very awkwardly glossed over.
That's this movie in a nutshell, ergo, where everything is glossed over.
More like a nut job. No, but seriously, we're gonna review that very soon.
So we know that the settlers need food to, not die. So they hired Miles and friends to hunt for turkeys, which we've already seen they aren't that good at.
I've hunted everything that's walked, crawled, or flown. And I always get me quarry.
You know there is a bay just a few miles away from the settlement, so why not go fishing? Or eat other animals in the woods? Or grow crops? The turkeys need to grow some, but not the humans? Maybe it's like Moby Dick and Captain Ahab, a sick and all-encompassing obsession for Miles to beat a foe much larger and greater than himself. With Moby Dick in this case being Owen Wilson in a time machine. Finally getting back to unimportant Owen as he's trying to make the moves on lazy-eyed Jenny and convince her to come to the future with him. But she refuses, wanting to stay and protect her flock.
Why not just take the flock to the future?
Because that would have easily gotten them off the menu, Nero. Besides, they gotta stop Thanksgiving. And now that Owen is motivated by having a birdie boner, he and Meathead Jake form a plan to blow up the weapons cache and Hunter Caravan to stop Thanksgiving.
But even if they did destroy the weapons, all you need to really kill a turkey is grab it by the neck. They're not exactly powerhouses. Hell, this film even pushes the stupidity of the animal as Jake takes a gunpowder keg from Miles just to show as proof of their deed, which only leads to the bad guys finding their secret home.
And it gets better, because then after the hunters loot their cache, and don't worry, I know the viewer is sitting there and typing, why didn't the settlers blame the attack on the natives? Good news, the movie addresses that question.
It wasn't the Indians.
Ah, well, a traitor in our midst, perhaps.
It was those bleeding birds.
You mean turkeys did this?
No, they ain't regular birds. They got magical powers.
You gotta love how no one really questions and just goes along with the terrorist turkey angle.
So following the trail of gunpowder from the horn, thanks to Jake, the hunters attack hard, fast, and without much thought, to release their dogs into the den where the turkeys are hiding, and then light the den on fire. Was their plan to kill the dogs and make all the dead turkeys charred and inedible?
That's messed up. Almost as messed up as killing Chief Keith David, who dies holding up a collapsing tunnel to let everyone else escape.
So after a touching eulogy for their fallen chief, and Jenny actually being made the new chief because progressive?
And there was much rejoicing.
Jenny readies her pluck for war against the humans, even bringing Jake into the army because undoubtedly Jake deserves kindness and respect after he single-handedly doomed everyone. Meanwhile, Owen is running back to the future to escape the fact he actually performed his part of the plan perfectly, where he meets himself.
I'm breaking like 100 time travel rules, and this might destroy the universe, but I don't have a choice. I've come back from the future to tell you something really important. What is it? You're an idiot.
Oh, one of you might destroy the universe, but 4 of you is completely okay? It's like the movie sets up a sort of rule of logic to it, and then breaks the rule literally right after. And that trend continues as apparently the great turkey of legend was Owen all along. I would explain how that makes no sense, but I am sure Nero will have a nice time travel rant for us at the end of the review.
Oh, I will.
So now that Owen knows that he's a big dumb idiot, he heads back to the past, where in the past the turkeys are about to head to war with the humans. Cue obligatory pop cultural joke to date the movie.
Those are some angry birds.
Luckily, Owen makes it at the last second to save the day, opening up a time vortex in the sky that kills Miles, very nice, and he hops out of the time machine with pizza in hand to give to everybody in the settlement, thus stopping Thanksgiving by allowing these pilgrims to all enjoy pizza for a day. One could still argue that the Native Americans would still hunt turkeys regardless of this day. In fact, once they're all done eating the pizzas, chances are they will have to go back to eating turkeys because no one knows how to make pizza in this time.
Wrap it up.
Right, and everyone lived happily ever after, with pizza being the new way to celebrate the greatness that is Thanksgiving. Or is it?
Jake, what happened? You're only gone like a second. I've actually been gone for years. Have you heard about the turducken?
And that was Freebirds, everybody. It definitely gave us a lot of interesting things to talk about, so let's get to the pros and cons. Voiceover-wise, no one is notably bad. Even Owen Wilson isn't terribly acting, but he just seems like he is just plain Owen Wilson and not a character. Even Woody Harrelson disappears in the meathead persona of Jake. And joke-wise, there is a very slight bits of actually well-timed humor. Not from the turkeys, of course, but from the humans, most notably the hazmat guys. Their short quips during their short presence in the movie actually can get a chuckle, sort of like how the minions work in short bursts of comedy, but don't work in an hour-and-a-half long narrative. What an odd coincidence. But don't worry, it's got plenty of its own unique issues. The animation is not consistent. While some models are well rendered and detailed, like the turkeys and cities, others are drastically out of place, making the visuals a mess. Unlike the characters who all just blend together in a bland mass and can be summed up by their role of protagonist, love interest, meathead, minority, and that's it. Owen is especially a horrible protagonist, never given the agency or choice to affect the narrative, and just being dragged from set piece to set piece. Jake may be an irritating meathead, but he turns out to have a much more relatable backstory, character flaw, and actually has agency over his life. Too bad he's still an irritating meathead, and Owen is just such a miserable character to be around. But even Owen's apathetic nature doesn't compare to how the narrative falls apart with its time travel, and I will turn that explanation over to NERO.
Okay, time travel just doesn't work in Freebirds. Let's get that out of the way. Let's start from the point the entire movie collapses in on itself when the 4 Owen Wilsons meet. Now, the movie implies these other 3 Owens came back in time to tell our current Owen that the climax is going to happen and that he's an idiot. Which is when we find out that he was the great turkey that Jake met as a kid. So, with Owen having traveled back in time not just once, but 4 times, why couldn't he tell Jake precisely what to do and make everything run smoothly for them? Like, for example, why didn't Owen warn Jake not to take the horn, which results in Chief Broadbeak's death? Or better yet, why is Chief Broadbeak's death even an issue when you got a time machine? Just go back in time by like an hour and stop his death. Owen knows this guy is gonna die because of Jake, and he doesn't fix this, or warn Jake, not to get him killed. He doesn't even go back in time to save the father of the woman he loves. What a prick! But even if we remove that, how did this twist even manifest? The Great Turkey was named by Jake in the present, who was then named that in the past by Owen. Where did the name Great Turkey even originate from? As all the movie portrays is an endless time loop where the concept of the Great Turkey just appeared out of thin air with no starting point to when Owen could have possibly came up with the name. And how in the holy mother of does the turducken even work if their whole mission was to stop Thanksgiving? Mind you, they didn't stop Thanksgiving, they just changed the alternative of what they eat into pizza, so the movie fucking lied to us there, god damn it. So how in the hell is the turducken, a meal associated with Thanksgiving, even exist when you stop Thanksgiving? And may I remind you that the turducken is made of chicken, duck, and turkey. And come to think of it, how come the duck and the chicken act like regular animals? How come they don't seem sentient like the turkeys? That's really weird to me. That makes no sense of logic.
Freebirds is the worst sort of time travel story, where it plays loosey-goosey with its time travel mechanics, which makes an unprecedented amount of plot holes. If the movie had just chopped off the present day and time travel angle entirely, then maybe the movie would have been a lot more cohesive, and would have just been a bland animated Owen Wilson movie, like Marmaduke. But as it stands, Thanksgiving should be embarrassed that it now has this moronic movie attached to the holiday. But don't let this turkey of a flick get you down. Just take the time to really be thankful for the actual wonderful people who surround your life and you'll love and appreciate you. So, from Cartoon Corner, I just want to say... Happy Thanksgiving from everyone at Cartoon Corner. Should have just ordered a pizza. Hey guys, thank you for watching. It's always appreciated that you stop by to watch a video. For the question of the day, what other animal-related flicks do you want to see reviewed on Cartoon Corner? Leave your suggestions in the comments below. Please be sure to leave a like, share on social media, and check out our TeePublic shop by clicking the link in the description to see all our creative designs on t-shirts, mugs, and all sorts of other neat products. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at ToonGrin, and remember to tune in to ToonGrin.